I'm actually having a difficult time. Oh, we're having a difficult time because we're feeling unsupported. And it's much more than just throwing resources like money at us, right? So having said this, I really appreciate the ones who are chiming in the name of harmony. I was tripping out on the word harmonic, but what the opposite of harmonic is, right, is demonic. Maybe. Think with me a little bit. It's important to know, perhaps. You know, you can know a lot by going through music. Music is, in and of itself, an intelligence that teaches us. It's its own language, and what makes music is God, if you want to talk about space and or silence. See, but I wanted to really brush up on our subject matter of narcissism, right? Because it's like the most important subject matter according to YouTube. If you start bantering about it and telling facts and stuff, see, the intergalactic monitor will shoot to you feeds of other people who are talking about things. And it's not so much AI, although they can start doing an algorithmic play through AI. But no, there's intergalactic monitor. You'd be surprised who's watching here, and it's a video game. And you know that's if you can imagine, how long will we have these things um, really wasting our times before they stop wasting our time, right? That's the classic narcissist for you right there. I mean, everybody knows, right, that, see, the main problem, the main danger is that narcissists will steal your time. And my great-grandpa was heard saying, if a man will steal your time or steal time, he'll steal anything. So then, that means that you just can't trust that person at all, man. You know, because the universe is our relation with each other, and it's really important here. I never talk about that because it's really one of the things that narcissists get a hold of and trample on and ruin the it is relationships, and that's where, right, because like, wow, you know, I mean, they happen to be found there sometimes, let alone that it's just a subject matter like anything else, that when they see that you're interested in it, or like that people need it, like that you can get attention from it or there, they glom onto it. And relationships is like a steroid to their inner deficit, really, that right, that's really inhuman. It's not even awakened yet. And um, so getting into like the utter unconsciousness that they really are, right? Because we start trying to achieve like an ethical, more like a process of that becomes ethical. It's just a process of growing together, kind of a thing. Like when you're working on, where you're getting to know each other, really, there's a process. And as you know, I mean, these people are defying, I mean, they try to defy the laws of physics, if you, you know, but they can't, right? They kind of get into a bind with that, right? But there's also, see, there's also laws within relating, see, because the universe is our relation with each other. There's universal laws. I'm kind of, as well as, I just got out of the shower. It's 4:30 in the morning here, and the world is so harsh with this. It's really the ecology of the human experience. Not the human experience, babe. It's non-human experience. Sorry, I just kind of jumped around there, but we're going to get back into it. See, it's enthralling, but see, just call it toxic people. There's a toxicity. They are turned into these radiators that can kind of interfere with you, which is like, okay, so but what's the big deal with that? It's just a test. Why are you relying on it? See, now as women, I think it's our like profound responsibility to realize that a glitch can happen and to whoa, wait a minute, right? Because if I remember correctly, we are the ones who bring in both men and women through like we're portals, and we have children. And so when Sam Vaknin and all these scholars talk about narcissism, they do it. It begins to, you want to really find out where is it all coming from. Well, boy, do I point at women a lot. I really do. As far as my team, who I can represent, and I'm strange because it's like I can't relate with a lot of them because it's like, whoa, um, is that a narcissist you're with right now? Right there, somebody who can care less. They are so weird, right? I mean, they are so strange because they have that no empathy, and then there's many different flavors. So like there's the covert type, and then the overt. I guess that they're more communicative, and it's obvious. It's like what's running through their heads as like distortion shows up by the way they communicate and relate, and their understanding of things, right? And unfortunately, for whatever reason, the universe sends a lot of people into them. And the more people into them that God sends to give them a chance to be compassionate and understanding towards that person, the more that they just get an ego trip, it seems, and they think, oh, it's because I am a shaman that they're drawn towards me. And it's like, well, maybe you can help people with your radiation. We're here to do that. To tell you the truth, we are here to help walk each other home or heal each other, and through conversation is the main way. Really, when if there's a misunderstanding, that's what's happening when there's a misunderstanding. Is you just have a conversation. And see, but yeah, having said that, just kind of rambling on here. Talk about that conversation. We notice it right away in their conversation, how that they have a conversation about conversations. And of course, we're always there's where they can grab a hold of your mind and begin to twist things, right? And it's like, whoa, fuck you. I'm going back to reality over here. And if you ever want to open an account and get into the truth, then we can start talking about things. But you are now going to the babble ground where really you have to watch out for that, right? But have you noticed the entire world is geared with courthouses that says since the age of Christ over there, and don't make any mistake there, that was a scene of freaking narcissists saying, "Get out of here! Don't tell us the truth." And and I say, "Excuse me, women, why did you reproduce so much to where there's a gang now coming after you?" you know, Not talk about the non-self-reflecting narcissist. I freaking seen it over and over again, where women they think that it's a no-brainer. They're like, "Fuck." If they are a narcissist, and I hate to pick on them, but they have that core deficit inside of them that they know, damn, what am I going to do? Nobody loves me, and I have to run and find somebody to love me, and I have to, on top of finding safe shelter, literally, a shelter, you see, they could have been broken into freaking, this, there is that scenario, and it's most of you people I know, and it's like, I'm sorry. I'm not picking on you guys, but this is what's happening. It's like, well, can we stop? Stop what, Shauna? There's a woman over there that seems to not care, and boy, does it get in her hair. After a while, it fills the air, and it's like, ugh. You think the government is going to take care of that, huh? Oh, well, actually, yeah, it's actually a product of the government after a while. If you really want to look at the witch huntings and the kills, look, fuzzy little bit. Fuzzy. I thought I'll wear the shirt and then she's going to disappear in it, but then her little white stuff will show. So, yeah. So, hey, thank you for liking and subscribing. And see, this is where I'm pretty sure. See, when you see the algorithms go up like they really want people to start playing the game of identifying the plague, which is, we can call it narcissism, but really um, it's toxic people, people that begin to be so so much of a problem in relationships, really, right? Yes. And now it's not just the one-on-one, because that's like sick in and of itself. It's like, can you guys back away from isolating each other and going crazy and get a another reflection from the tribe? When are we going to get back to that? See, we see modernization like it's plague spreading as tourism, and they're going around literally kind of like looking at the natives and the tribes of Kenya or wherever they're the women are like, they are so irritated because of the infiltration of the modern world, which not only brings them things that corrupts them, like plastics and stuff, right, that takes them away from their culture and their way of life. It's just a discipline. It's really just like a prayer of a way of being that if we ever did get um, modernized, if you don't center yourself up with that prayer and way of being, that shit right there is liable, talk about, to corrupt our very prayer, which is a radiation that says, I'm grateful, and also it's a well-being. That's all. If you want to know what true prayer is, it's just well-being, you know. And lately, I've been talking about my bodily pain, and so that's something to talk about too, about your toxic person, gaslighters. See, that's why we have so much illness. Is literally, right? They could tell us that something's safe when it's not, but also just how fake and how unreal everything is. By the time, see, you can get a nervous disorder by the time you're 5 and get diagnosed with the disease. They're fine doing that, rather than getting on the level of the child and saying, "What's up? What's wrong? You know, what do you think's going on?" See, because I've had it happen where people my age, right, they're having kids, and then their kids like run to me, and they bother to tell me, they just told me this, it's a lie, and I don't. It's like, because they're being disrespected. See, when narcissists have kids, it's a problem. When the kids start getting into their own mind, by the time they turn 4 or 5, they're arguing with the kid like profusely. They're either that, you know, but or I imagine they're using tactics to manipulate them to be to be more in their vortex, right? Because, like I said, I've seen it more often than not, which is alarming. Is like women think, oh, this is a no-brainer, and also see the government will pay them if they if whoops, my cat is freaking biting, trying to get my foot, and I'm trying to. Anyway, hi, sweetie. She just got scared. Um, so they're having kids because, well, they can pay. They will be able to pay for their way. You know, they'll get $1,000 plus maybe for the kid if they hustle enough and talk about it, and especially if they lose the man, right? And that's like just disabling them and creating a farming. See, the woman is the leader, and if she can't have her army around to help with the entire tribe, it's not just from one household to the next. That right there, whew, are we going to raise out of our coffins anytime soon here? Really? Yeah. I don't I'm not against having structures where you gain your privacy and you go and you recenter yourself and stuff, but I like the tribe idea, and it's kind of like, well, where are we? You know what I mean? Well, the modern world and people, how they're being strung out like way in the background, right? With gunpowder being their shamanic guide and advisor. Just, you know, we found the way for you to live. Do it now! For your own good, right? And a lot of people are like, nope, it's for your own good. It's like, you don't even know that the difference. Like, talk about this non-self-reflecting narcissist. They're all highly abused, right? And it's like, that's 92% of them. See, I had somebody, after a while, see, I've been here a long time alone, to the point of really painful, really. It's just like, if you're, really, it would happen eventually. That it's just like, These toxic people really will really a good friend. Ow, a good friend of mine who she's learning more and more. She's getting bigger and she's not doing it anymore. She just wants to play. A family friend. She came down here and she was looking at my post, and I'm just beginning to fall down and saying, help me," And she came and she's bringing her version of help, which all of these people need help really, and you are it. If you're watching this, if you're somebody who's vibrating at a higher vibrational frequency, even though you're down and you're not, it's just an illusion. It's like, no, I'm not down. I'm actually trying to get this world out of me. You people need help. Ah! As long as see, it's like as long as you see that you need help and you're coming at me to help me, then maybe we can work something out because maybe there could be a reciprocation. Maybe see, that's what I'm saying. Like this woman come down and she bothered. She just said, "Babe," she had to tell me, "Babe, it's not 90." She said, "It's most of the population out there, Shauna. I mean, that's just a norm. That's normal." She came here. She came into my yard to tell me that that's the world, Shauna. I'm like, I know, and I don't want to. I am. Imagine my and of course oh, Shauna, you're unique. You're just different. You're different. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm not doing all of that. It's the last thing you want to do is just pump out a bunch of kids because you think that now because they're gonna love me. And everybody gives you attention, and you can't go wrong. In fact, bypass all of the homeless next to you and just feed into that. And it's like, minute 16 and 45. Hi, how are you? This is Sagittarius Mercury going backward. And let's just recap on all of this stuff. It's like, God, and who gets picked on like is the man that sticks around for it, and he gets so bolstered up like to the point of Adolf Hitler. Why? Because that's his money. All of it, right? And it's like, oh, that's weird. Because that's not it's not really his money. Really. It's not, you can't own that, and alarmingly, even I lose sight. It's like, no, money is what happens to a civilization when they have lost their intellectual property. They have no more spiritual belonging. They don't know how to hold each other up by way of God and the truth. And so then now they have the false media. In God we trust. And here, try and work it out. Oh, how did that happen? Again, I say somehow a woman is being jacked. She's just like going, by the way. And I'm sure that there was some profound words she left. That is like in the form of this religious art, poetry, talking about if thine chooseth the imbalance of man going towards materialistic endeavors, ye shall. It's like, would you just stop all that hocus pocus and just say, yeah, we can say, yeah, there's been imbalance, and we're looking at it a lot, and even men, real life men, this cat. Real life men, they are interested. They're like, after all, yeah, we would really like to know because they really are born. Every child is born, but you can notice little boys in particularly. They just want to get it right. They want to do it right. They want to be employed, and let's do it. And now, but if they're around people that are full of crapola, right? And um, because they're programmed in a way that it's like in the background, it's like having. But did you remember that you were twisted by your uh, shamanic guide over there, which is gunpowder in the boot? And that that's something to say really big. We have to talk about it, because that lower vibrational frequency of fear. And oh, hey, she's really. I'm gonna have to get her toy. A baby of mine, just like your sweetie. Oh, she's a dragon. She's very different than I've ever, and so I'm thinking, well, this is part of the population that has trained animals throughout their lineage. Some animals might be just abused by these assholes who they actually think that animals are lower than them as far as, right? I mean, they are, um, but doesn't see, babes. What I mean is in energy. I'm like, no, man, you don't know what you're capable of if you include an animal in as your family, as a real live thing that you talk about to cause harmony instead of see the I found out, like, right, The opposite of harmony or harmonics is demonics, or say, how would you say harmony? Demony. Right? Not weird because the word harm is there, but really, wow. I'm making my cat jump, and she's jumping pretty high. Perhaps I'll show us right now. See, yeah, so because, well, in the word harm, there's arm. So you want to just make sure that you can do that and you won't have harm. You arm yourself. See, and so the instructions are there. And, yeah. Well, when we look at that, that's just, we don't even know that word if we start treating each other right. We don't know the word peace because we don't know the word war. That's just how it was around here. I live where there's Indians, where there is a tribe of people called the Koreans, and that's the rumor about them. They just never knew the word peace because they didn't know anything like war. Oh God, it's so peaceful around here. I love this place, and I'm sorry that it's so obstructed with this mentality that is just, talk about demonic, babes. It's not harmonic, right? And my cat is panting, and I'm really keeping her moving. You can't really see her because she's blending into the background. Maybe you could see her little paws going here. That'd be funny. She's tired now. I've been running her around and giving her exercise, whenever she needs it. She needs that, Otherwise, there's a lot of cats, right, that get really fat out there. They're fat, and I've been doing a lot more indoor than all my life, really. Because my life is changing, I guess, and it's okay if that happens. You see, I'm all for it. I'm all for just changing for the better, but I certainly am not all for getting like physically um, lessened. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a change around. I know how to work out, and I love how it feels to just work the body, right, and work the cat. Boy, I'm getting her to jump over here. I should see. I've been training her to kind of jump around. I kind of do that with my cats. If we remember me, they're very active, just like I am, and they can kind of do a feat that other cats probably don't do, but that's important, to bond with your animals. And anyway, thank you for listening to all of this. I should just turn it off when it becomes that I'm playing with my cat. Um, she's a trip. She's just pure energy, and of course, like with all of us, we want to be in our most natural environment. We want to be able to work and help, right? And so I'm doing all I can while I'm doing this to keep her moving. And the truth is she's going to be wherever she is. She's just an instrument. She's a darn machine that gets right. She's here to cause harmony. Believe it or not demonic-y, demony. Thanks for listening. I hope this was informative about the narcissism thing, just to kind of brush up on the subject matter. It's like, so you don't want to get too caught up in it. Like, don't take any of that serious. And unfortunately, it's like 80%, 92% of people that you just have to kind of just say, oh, excuse me, you have not grown up yet, and that's most of the world out there. I'm gonna go and sit on a rock over here. Much more interesting than going cuckoo, cuckoo, and the government says, yeah, baby, woo!